Okay, quick AI generated, not me, AI would generate better than me, but an AI generated image comparing zero-based and incremental budgeting. So you could have a six marker, you could have a longer essay comparing differences within the approaches. So it's really important that you appreciate what they both mean. A couple of years ago, there was a six marker on incremental budgeting, and lots of students just talked about budgeting, so didn't get credited any marks. So if we compare them, so if we just flip each side, so zero based is starting from scratch, everything must be justified, everything must be explained. So you'd have reports, you'd have meetings to justify everything. Whereas incremental just builds on the past. We look at last year, we add or subtract a percentage based on what we're planning, that's it. If we go on zero based, we've got justification, so it's detailed analysis of everything, which is good. However, from incremental, it's really quick and easy. We've got no messing around. We just get the figures. We can cut back on cost. However, zero-based helps to eliminate waste because we're focusing on exactly what we're spending. Everyone has to justify it. It means there's less chance of people spending money on something they don't need, sometimes called budgetary slack. So where a manager will build in about slack to make their budget easier to meet, and it does lead to inefficiency. So we look at incremental, it perpetuates bad spending because you're always just changing last year's. So we're never really getting people to justify what they're spending money on. If we look at zero-based, it's quite flexible because it aligns with what your future goals are, whereas incremental is quite rigid because we just got this focused budget. We've not really changed it at any point in any significant way apart from changing percentage. When we're looking at zero base, we're prioritizing the strategic goals of the business, whereas we're looking at incremental, we're looking at historical. Sorry, I can't seem to keep a headset on. The other key thing is looking at staffing requirements. If we're looking at zero-based budgeting, we're probably going to need a little bit more skill. We're going to have a lot more meetings, so it's going to be time consuming. But you're going to need people to understand. You can potentially, not definitely, need a computerized system to help with you making this decision making, because you're getting so many people involved. There could be conflict. Whereas with the incremental budgeting system, because it's easier, you're not going to need necessarily any complex systems. And staff-wise, you can get anyone to prepare an incremental budget. You just need a simple spreadsheet. You can add a percentage. It's just an easier way, so you can cut back on staffing costs. So make sure you understand incremental and zero-based budgeting. They're pretty straightforward. They say what they are, but don't blur it with just basic budgets. Okay.